So you're looking to buy an investment property, maybe you're a house hacker or an investor and you want to find a property that you can increase the rents on big time, let's say maybe $650 per month. That's what we're going to be going over in today's video, and we'll be breaking things down. It's going to be a real life case study of a property just closed on a couple months ago. Now it is fully rented. It's a cash cow collecting over $7,000 in rent. My apologies. Collecting over $8,000 in rent on the property alone. I'm going to be going over how I got the rent increased on one unit by $650. You're not going to want to miss this one because there's got a lot of tips and tricks in this one. And if you want to go buy an investment property and maybe increase the rent by $650 on one unit, I think that's enough to say you should stick around to this one. All right, let's dive right into it so you know the backstory on all this. First things first, my name is Sean McAdoo. I'm the house hacking realtor in Northern New Jersey, and I make house hacking and buying multifamily properties easy for you. I don't want you paying the stupid tax that I had to pay. My goal is to be a fast track for new investors coming into today's market. Property we're looking at here, literally going to be showing you what it looked like 1 year ago, and I'm going to be showing you what it looks like today. But ironically, not that much has changed, just tweaking things in a way that make it a far more beneficial for our client. Things like timing, so you're definitely going to want to stick around here a little bit more on the timing, and then proper renovations. But I'm not talking about building like some crazy addition. We're talking spending a couple $1,000s and getting tens of thousands of dollars back. Stay tuned. Okay, so 1 year ago, here we are, the property that we are talking about. This is what it was. Now look, this unit, hey, look, looks great by all means, nothing wrong with it, but there was just some potential that was really missing. One thing I want to say I'm going to start off with is the fact that it's 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. That's, you know, that's okay, but if there's room to get that second bath in there, that's where the money is coming into play. So stay tuned to see all of that. So what we did on here is, it's crazy because it's 3 levels of living. As you can see, here's the basement here. So we got basement, we got, you know, here this is the second level. So that is up top, so 3 levels. So basement, first level, second level. Okay, there you go. It took me a little while to spit it out of my mouth there. But we have 2 bedrooms on the first floor. They have a bedroom up top, master loft. Really what was so wild about this is that the 1 bathroom was located on the first level, all right? So when you go into the property, it's like, you know, what do? If you're in the basement here, how do you go to the bathroom? You have to go up the steps. If you're in, let's say, the loft area, how do you go to the bathroom? You have to go down the steps. So you see, that becomes kind of hesitant for people looking to occupy space. Are they going to pay top dollar knowing there's 1 bathroom for 3 bedrooms? 2 of the bedrooms are on the same level as the bathroom. I should say no bathrooms on the level that the potential master suite's going to be in. Okay, so what we saw here is an opportunity. Now going to the second floor bedroom, you see it's a pretty spacious room. With that in mind, there's also room over on this side over here. I'll show you a bit right here. So what we decided to do here is mark this off, make this into a full bath. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, that must be a huge project. Would you call me crazy if I told you it only cost about $7,000 to do this? And this is where having strategy and experience comes in huge play in these decision makings, because when we went into this property, I knew right below here was the second bathroom. So running another bathroom up, doing the plumbing lines, electrical lines, it was actually very easy. So that's exactly what we did. And we turned this into a luxury shower with everything going out. I'll show you that in a little bit, so stay tuned. But that now made this into a 3-bedroom, 2 bath. Wild, okay? A couple other things here that I'll be talking about a little bit is, if you see the train station, I'll show you what I did on that. I'm going to show you how I made from this train station to the train station that shows you exactly where the proximity is, because you got to be really specific on these things, because believe it or not, we're attracting high quality tenants, but you really have to spell it out on the listing, okay? So I'll be sharing that in a little bit. But anyways, increasing the value, the biggest thing to do is update kitchens, add bedrooms, and put in a bathroom. Having 2 full baths makes a massive difference, and that's really one of the biggest reasons why we have such a significant increase. Okay, so looking at what can we do here to increase the value? Okay, so we have new bathroom, okay? Man, huge. Turning into a 3-bed, 2-bath. Really big, okay? Next on this list is gonna be marketing this properly. Okay, so you're gonna get the $650 rent increase by creating things like a bidding war, by getting eyes on the property. So we're gonna go marketing. And then with marketing comes something I always like to say, timing. Timing can be huge with rentals. Did I spell it right? Is it timing? No. Did I spell that right? Just comment below if I spelled that wrong. Don't hire me for spelling bee coach. Hire me to find you how to get that financial freedom. Okay? But comment below if I misspelled something. Okay? Let's see here. Bam. Okay, so now going back to it here. Now here is updated listing. It's the listing that I did here. Okay? So what we got here? It's actually not the right one. Here we go. There we go. Now we're at the right spot. Okay, so huge thing. Aerial footage. That plays a huge role. Now you see the entire property. Understand this is a duplex, okay? But you see the entire lawn, you see everything that's going on. On top of it, rather than just having a picture of the train station, because this is the thing, people do this all the time. Like, we literally are right next to the train station, okay? As you can see in this one, what I did is I boxed out the property and I pointed at the train station. I did this with my drone. There is no second guessing because people do this one a lot. In a town where there's a train station, they'll take a photo of the train station, but they'll just do that regardless if the property's next door or if it's on the other side of town. They'll just say train station. They're not lying, but here I'm actually showing that's the train station. So when people were clicking flirt through, and I was weeding through everyone, getting phone calls left and right on all this, I was literally, people were saying, oh, I see it's right across the street from the train station. That's great. We want the place. See the difference? Where people on other listings will call and be like, how close are you to the train? All right, you really have to spell things out. The more you can spell things out to people looking at your property, the faster you're going to get it rented, the less time you're going to waste answering like silly questions. But if you just show a picture, you might not get that, okay? Speaking of phone calls, texts, emails, I get them every single day from people just like you looking to buy, sell, and invest in Northern New Jersey. If you want to hop on one of those calls, feel free to book time below and do it right now. Even if you're watching this at like 2 a.m. on a Sunday, it doesn't make a difference. Book a call, happy to have a conversation with you and dive deep with house hacking and investing in Northern New Jersey. All right, moving along here now. Some other things that made this really stand out is I really showed the parking. Parking's huge because you want to make sure there's significant places for people to go, especially being this is a duplex, so you're not really, like you're sharing a driveway, but there's a lot of space here. People want to see that. Not every property has this much parking, so why not show it? And that really conveys to the other side, like, well, I'm getting a lot of spaces, okay? So that's huge there. Another thing now is obviously we're going back to this bathroom, and one other thing that we did here, and that's the skylights. Photos on both. Adding skylights made a kind of do-nothing bedroom into this massive optical illusion. I kid you not, it doesn't change the square footage, but it just makes a room look bigger. So skylights are huge, we added those in. And then here is the full bathroom. Okay, see how nice in the pictures it is. We have recessed lights. Don't worry, that window gets tinted out. We took the picture earlier. We have new vanity, some storage on the side there, toilets over here. But this is why this place was able to rent for such a higher price, is because now I got the second bathroom. So I definitely wanted to show that, obviously. But seeing all this to come together now, this is the full bathroom, or the full bedroom. We have skylight in here, bathrooms over here. Absolute difference. And I had a door here so you can shut the door so you don't walk up in, the previous way they had it was there was no door. So you tell me, drop a comment below. Do you want a door into your bedroom or no door into your bedroom? Yeah, I'll let you decide. Drop a comment below if I'm crazy, okay? So those are some of the crazy, things that we put into this to make it a little bit more efficient, and that's something you can do as well, okay? Now going back to some of this stuff here, why we got the 650, this is the new bath, the marketing, the timing. The timing is huge. So the previous listing, it came on very early in spring. I mean, like winter to spring. It came on in like March. And look, by all means, I'll get things rented regardless of the time of the year. It doesn't make a difference. But if you can have it come on in, let's say, spring to summer, like we did, 90-day difference. Now, how do you get around things like that? Okay, so maybe you acquire a new property and the timing doesn't exactly line up, but you can make the timing line up within your lease. So in my lease, I'll make sure that leases always end in the spring and the summertime to get eyes on the property. Or is this what you want? Because if you have 3, 4, 5 people bidding on one property, you can go back to them and say, hey, could you increase your price? Or hey, you're really close, there's someone else there. You know, we're gonna have a deciding factor here. I know money talks. So we get in these situations where the rents are being increased, which it's like, I mean, is that a bad thing to be in if you're a landlord? Do you not want to have rent increases? I mean, I'm pretty sure you do. That's why you're watching a channel like this, so you can learn how to do all those tricks and techniques and everything like that. And if you like everything that you're watching right here, right now, make sure you click subscribe so you don't miss a beat on everything that's happening in the future videos that come out every single week about Northern New Jersey real estate investing and house hackers. Click subscribe so you don't miss a beat on that. Okay, so timing this is super crucial. I always say springtime to summer tends to be best, spring, summer. But with that being said, that doesn't mean you're waiting on the sidelines and waiting to find the property so it could be rented at the perfect time. I've got clients that close year round. Then what we do is we time the leases once we get rented. This just creates more traction on a property. But what's great about Northern New Jersey is we're a very rental heavy market. So you can get properties rented year round for top dollar if you're doing things the right way. Okay? But you'll want to make sure those leases end on this time. So that's just going to be better for it to make it more desirable. That's a star, I think so. Sure, let's call that a star. But yeah. So before we take this video to an end, this is what I want to go over. All right, so what does this number represent here? Well, that is what they had it rented for last year. What does this number represent? Let's turn it green because it's money, money, money. Okay, so this is what we have it rented for right now. And that is awesome because that is a $650 increase for one unit just by adding a bathroom. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how much did all this cost? I am not kidding you. The bathroom itself cost under 7K. I'm gonna call it 7K though. Let's just call it 7K. Why did it cost under 7K? Well, like I said earlier in the video, we were able to be strategic with the placement of it. That's why it's so crucial to have an expert that's been doing this for over 10 years, helping house hackers and investors get the financial freedom. Could be someone you want to work with. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I was able to find this bathroom and say, hey, look, if you put it over here in the corner, it's right above another bathroom. It's very easy to run the plumbing lines up. How do I know all this? Well, I also have my handyman come in on an inspection day and literally give us estimates on the spot. So it was crystal clear before we closed, and we knew exactly what to expect. So my client had numbers, pricing, and then we just went and hit this thing wild and knocked it out of the park. So 7K, $650 increase. You get your money back in literally 10 months. Not to mention, that's months with us. Not to mention that the equity gains are absolutely huge. So that is really the name of this, is getting increase in rent and huge equity gains. Equity gains are just life-changing. You're going to take $1 million property and turn it into $1.2 million, something like that. Maybe an $800,000 property, turn it into $1 million property. It's increasing the value. Okay, and what's the fastest way to increase the value on a property? Well, that's increasing the rents. Increase the rents, people want that property, it becomes that much more desirable. All right. For more videos like this, make sure you click subscribe. And you probably don't want to check out the next video. It could just be popping up over here. Click it. See you on the next one.